Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast. Coming at you. That was like a car that couldn't start in the winter. Coming at you from the local 218 studios. I am Mayor Dave Badeaux of the wonderful city of Brainerd, and with me as always is my brother.
Like shaking hands with a turkey.
Oh, and anyways, over to Gabe Johnson.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling good.
All right. What do you know?
You know, I was down in Sauk Rapids and up in Bemidji this weekend. Played a few hockey. I didn't play shit. Watched my son play a few hockey games, and
Okay.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Close games, well matched. Lost 2 games by 1 goal each,
Okay.
and won 8-2.
Okay. All right. Tournament? Or just
No, just regular season games.
Yeah. You know what I like about youth hockey? I like it when they call them jamborees. It's good. It's a good name for things. It's like it's not a tournament. It's a jamboree. We're just jamming.
Yeah. So Minnesota State High School League says you can only play 35 games.
Okay.
But it doesn't limit how many jamborees you can have.
It's just jamboree left and right. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, anything else going on in your life?
That's about it.
Nothing too important. I got a couple of things to talk about. First of all, I did not go see Violent Night. I want to go see Violent Night. I saw a preview for it again. It just looks fantastic. It just looks like exactly up my alley. And and God damn it, I'm going to go watch this movie. But I guess it didn't do very well.
I thought it looked pretty stupid.
You think it looks pretty stupid?
Watching the trailer, it got me amped a little bit, and then there was one part in the trailer where Santa throws a Santa-themed ninja star into the guy's face, and the girl says, "Is he sleeping or is he taking a nap or something?"
dumb.
And I'm like, out. I'm out. I'm out.
You can't cross the kid back yet.
You guys wrote that screenplay 25 years ago.
I don't know. It was just no, he's not sleeping, and no child believes that.
Yeah,
It just took me out.
He goes throwing star into his eyeball.
Yeah. No, that guy's dead. You know he's dead, child. I'm not seeing your movie.
Well, don't ruin it for me. Don't worry the magic of Christmas
Look,
for
it's just
me.
that one part. Just
The
that
guy
one part I was
dies.
taking out.
The guy dies.
My suspension of disbelief was ruined. Was ruined.
So
Much like I have a problem watching the John Wick movies.
yeah, I can't.
Because you just murdered 47 people in a crowded club with 1,000 cameras on you at all times.
But he's an assassin.
Yes. That's international news. There's an
Yes.
international manhunt.
Interpol is involved.
It's 5 times a movie.
Yeah.
I only watched the first John Wick and it was during my heavy drinking days, and so I don't remember most of it. But
Same.
yeah, I was really good at sitting down with just a nice gigantic drink and watching movies, and then forgetting the majority of those movies. But I remember it not holding my attention as much as I would have liked it to have. I also, though, I'm not huge into more recent action films. Bug the crap out of me because they try too hard to do fast cuts, and so actually driving scenes in movies are the worst now because it's just like a picture of the wheel, a picture of the bumper, just show the car.
Well, it just goes straight back to where that began.
Yes.
In the Bourne movies.
Yes.
The Bourne movies are incredibly frustrating to watch. I don't understand
Yes.
why people think they're so good because they're so hard to watch.
Yeah.
The fights
Yeah.
in those movies, you have no idea what's happening.
Here's a knuckle. Here's a fingernail. It's like whose fingernail? What am I watching? Anyways,
Go back and watch a Bourne movie and just count the cuts.
I don't know. I think the theme, the soundtrack for Moana is really cool.
anyways, the one thing about the Violent Night movie, having not watched it, that is a little interesting to me is like they're leaning into the magic of Santa. Like Santa is still magical. When I first saw it, I just assumed that it's just a dude in a Santa costume, And I don't know, this is literally a magical Santa, and I still want to watch it. I'm still going to go see it. I'm going to give him my money.
I think all Santas are magical.
Yes. Anyways, speaking of movies, though, the one that popped up with the second trailer now. Have you seen the trailer for the Mario? Yes, for the Mario movie.
Looks good.
Oh my God,
looks good.
It's as a grown adult, tear. This should have happened in 1989 when the other one came out. This is what my childhood was begging for. They do the thing where they like play the Mario melody in the background, but it's like, you know that specific like melody or like tone that they have for like
movie trailers,
but like
movie trailers.
But like at the end when it like plays as the date comes up, it's a very specific like faded tone. A little reverberation or something to it. But as they played that, just that couple of notes, just a slow tear down my eye. I am 100% on board. April 7th. I'm super excited. I think it looks fantastic. So
I'll check it out.
Check it out. So we were talking before we got started here about Mario. My 4-year-old has been playing some Mario games on the Switch. And it's amazing how well that character like resonates. It's a little dude, right?
It's a Mario.
Yeah, it's a little dude that jumps, and it's just so satisfying. So I picked back up the controller with him, and I played through Mario 64, played through the whole thing. Did it? He wanted.
Oh wow.
He wanted.
Yeah, that's an investment.
That's an investment, and he wanted. I told him that Yoshi was on top of because he wanted to know where Yoshi was. I told him he was on top of the castle, and then it was, well, how do we get up there? He's like, well, we can't get up there till literally the end.
After you beat the game.
After you get that, it says the end. So I went back and did 120 stars in Mario 64, which was crazy. And then he's been playing Mario Sunshine, which I enjoy as well. So, but it's just fun to like have little kids and like watch them experience. Like figuring out the control, but then two, like learning how to actually move that character and do the things you want him to do. He clearly can't do half of the stuff. The game's way too hard for him. Yeah. But just the idea that he knows how to push a guy with his thumb forward, jump on top of something, like, I showed him how to get to a specific, you do different worlds. So you go down a pipe, and then it's like, pick the star, and there's 8 different stars. And he's like, well, I want to go to the casino. Well, the casino is star number 4, right? So yesterday he had me turn it on for him, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, Dad, I got to the casino. And it literally was in there. So he jumped on top of a building, like, which included multiple jumps, got up on top of the building, went down the pipe, selected star number 4, went and talked to the 2 dudes he had to talk to go into the casino to do the thing. And I was like, all right, that's pretty freaking awesome. It's like a cool thing to watch your kids do. So super excited. Mario, I'm all invested in on it. April 7th, Gabe.
Heard of it.
Heard of it. The Sonic movies are really good too. Have you watched the Sonic movies?
Are they anatomically correct?
So they had that's one of the best stories in cinema as of late. They made a Sonic. He was hideous. Hideous.
And the fans said, nope.
The fans said, I ain't giving you my money. And then they actually went back. And what's funny is, like, as someone that has done animation and understands how like the computer works for that stuff. So yeah, you redid the model, but then you have to like re-render everything.
Every frame
that he's in. So you basically had to go back to the whole thing and yeah, you changed the model for Sonic, but then you had to then fire up the computers and let them run for days, probably months, to re-render every single frame that he was in to change that. And they nailed it because they're pretty fun. They're fun
my boys
movies.
like the Sonic movies.
Yeah, they're fun movies. So,
have you seen the Chip and Dale's movie?
I watched part of it.
Because there's a bit in that where they have where Chip and Dale run into a detective or something, and it's ugly Sonic. It's the original hideous monster Sonic.
I think he was at like a convention or something. He has like a table at a convention or something. Sure. I think my son watched it, and I caught that part. Yeah.
Chris Farley was great in that, by the way.
Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers is a great show from back in the day as well. So, all right, that's enough of that. You know what time it is. Don't Tell Scotty. He does the news.
A Queenslander with disability left to crawl off plane after Jetstar staff refused to let her use transfer wheelchair without charge.
As is, of course, the tradition.
It's wordy.
You want the wheelchair? You pay the money.
Wow. And you've got the wheelchair sitting there, but I mean, is it like one of those things at Aldi where you got to put the quarter in it? Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't do anything without putting the quarter in here.
Yep, literally ended up crawling off the plane when the staff refused her request to use an aisle wheelchair for free. During the last leg of her trip from Townsville to Bangkok, wheelchair user Natalie Curtis used an aisle wheelchair to help her get to her seat. However, when it was time to depart the aircraft, Curtis says staff asked her to pay to use the wheelchair. She refused, saying she had never been asked to pay before, and instead decided to crawl off the plane, a journey of about 4 minutes. Well, it says 4M. Could be 4 meters.
It was probably 4 meters.
Assuming 4. Well, I don't know. To crawl off a plane. Because, well, I'm sure.
To get off the plane. You can get off a plane in 12 meters.
Yeah,
then you still have another 10 meters.
Then
to
you
go.
roll down the ramp.
4 minutes is a long time.
That is a long time.
So Australia must not have the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Aussies.
Aussies with disabilities.
The Aussies on your own act. Interesting. What a move. But although at the same time, it does kind of make it sound like it was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself, type of thing. It did make it sound a little bit like they didn't necessarily like put the kibosh to it, but they held you long enough that you were like, I'm done. I'm moving.
All right, never mind. I'll just crawl.
I shouldn't be laughing, but
No, you
it's
shouldn't,
pretty
but-
funny.
There are
I
moments
think you can stand your ground on that one.
yeah.
No, give me the goddamn wheelchair.
Yeah.
No, I will sit here.
would say in the
I
seat.
will sit here until you bring me that fucking wheelchair.
I was going to say, you say stand your ground, but yeah, absolutely 100%. But at the same time, like the balls to just get down and just start crawling, like there are a few moments in life where a slow clap.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. When the
You
slow
don't give me
clap,
the wheelchair? This is how I move.
Yep. So be it. Yeah. I think everyone can agree. Dick move.
By the airport.
Yeah. No. Fuck you, Aussies. I'm sorry. No, Aussies, we love you. Everyone's great. No one's ever terrible.
Subscribe and like.
Yeah, except for airplane people. We're pretty heavy on anti airplane.
Are they the assholes who let blind people drive too?
Yeah. Although I just watched.
I think that was Arizonans.
I just watched a video where it was a rainstorm and the pilot landed the plane, and as they got to the ground, the rain was so heavy that they couldn't see anything. And I was like, the title of the video said exactly that. The plane tries to, I can't see in the rain. And I was like, and it starts and it's like, yeah, it's raining. The windshield wipers are going, which is so weird.
Windshield wipers on a plane.
Do they actually, like on 747s, they have
I don't
wipers?
know if this was a 747, but this plane had windshield wipers.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of rain, but the runway isn't disappearing. The title says the runway disappears, and then all of a sudden, oh no, the runway is gone. There's no runway. But like you said, it's all pretty much automated at that point in terms of you're going off of what it's telling you to do. But crazy, like, so I can confirm you can fly the plane completely blind, even land it.
I am a full supporter of only blind pilots here forward.
I like it. Next.
The dog walked itself home, ate a pizza, and took a nap.
I got
Slow down. Slow down.
too many.
He's the one that's got the hard out. Gotta go get his kid.
I got a hockey game at 7.
Oh my God.
Where'd that go?
I've got park board tonight, and I get to go get yelled at as their park board liaison. Council is being a complete bag of dicks, and the park board is gonna just rip me to shreds over you guys.
I don't know why you didn't liaise.
I liaised the shit out of this, but just for everyone to know, in the way our system is set up, the park board has autonomy to operate the parks and everything that happens within the parks. However, the council approves their budget.
They poll.
So the council has final say on what gets done by holding the money bag. And in this situation, the council said no to what you were off or what you wanted to spend your money on. Because
which was?
It had to do with softball lights. And mainly it's just that for
People play softball
people do play softball. Really what it
in
was
2022.
really what it was the council has been very specific about don't come in August with a new expenditure for your 30-year capital plan and say you need it next year. It's an emergency because nothing is an emergency.
So
and if people aren't dying, it's not an emergency.
We have a 30-year plan on when and how we replace all of our equipment
Yes.
and assets. You can't just invent one in a year.
Yeah.
You have to get it in the plan sometime and then get it replaced. They invented one this year.
Don't show up in August with an expenditure for January and then expect for it to get paid. So I don't disagree with the council, but you're a bunch of bag of dicks, and now I'm going to go get yelled at, and it's going to be fun. Anyways, next!
A judge agreed to let TGI Fridays off the hook in a class action lawsuit that claims TGI Friday's branded mozzarella stick snack is misleading because it contains no mozzarella cheese, but also ruled the lawsuit can proceed against the food's manufacturer. So
It's not TGI Friday's fault that there's no mozzarella in their mozzarella snack.
mozzarella stick
snack. It's Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner.
Yeah, it's that same situation. You got to get the attorneys out of the room.
Yes.
And the mozzarella into the sticks.
I'm right there with you. There should be none of this. If it is either is or is not macaroni and cheese. If it's dinner, it isn't macaroni and cheese.
A lawsuit was filed in a federal court in 2021 by Amy Joseph. Joseph claims the product is misbranded and misleads consumers into believing it contains mozzarella cheese. When
Yes, it does.
When it, in fact, only contains cheddar.
Oh, wait a
What?
minute.
That's not even close. I was thinking provolone. Or something.
I'm going like, it's like protein, like a soy protein.
Oh, federal judge Robert Dow Jr., not Downey Jr.
That would be fun.
Denied motions from both defendants to dismiss the case this week, but granted TGI Friday's motion to be removed as a defendant in the case because he found the restaurant chain's only role in the product was as a licensor.
Yes, yeah, which is absolutely correct.
Yeah, whoever's creating and selling the cheddar mozzarella.
Yeah. You're just giving them the right to
responsible
just giving them the right to brand it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to TGI Fridays, which is never, mozzarella sticks I'm getting, mozzarella.
No, it's a mozzarella snack.
Stick snack.
Yeah.
Stick snack. Wow. Get the fuck out of here. First of all, cheddar, absolutely
Just call it a
unacceptable.
cheese curd.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And no one's going to be mad. No one has ever said like, fuck. It's a
hate
cheese
cheddar.
curd. It's a cheese curd.
Or I will say, when the first time I went to Culver's and got cheese curds from Culver's, I was pretty disappointed.
Were you? Mav likes them.
Their cheese curds are good.
Really? Mav likes them. Mav.
Best cheeseburger in the fast food game.
Oh, by far.
The Butterburger?
Yeah.
You gotta go with the Butterburger.
But cheese curds, no.
Yeah.
My experience with cheese curds growing up was like just the straight, like fair, like the fair cheese curds, just right in the deep fryer, no breading, nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe a batter, I guess.
I mean, that is the difference
A
between.
little bit of a skin on a lot of cheese.
Right.
That is the difference between the mozzarella stick and the cheese curd. Is the mozzarella stick typically has that breading to it.
Yeah, and the breading I
Does
can do
nothing.
without.
Does nothing.
I'm here for the cheese.
I will say this: the breading is good for the dipping into the marinara.
Bread needs marinara sauce
Yes.
to taste good.
That's just it.
Cheese doesn't
No.
need anything to taste good.
Oh no! You just hold on. We've just fried the cheese. Sold. Moving on.
There can be only one.
And they always try to. There's always some kind of dipping sauce that they're always trying to give you, and it never does anything. There's been more times that I've been offered dipping sauce for my cheese curds than not. I would say it's just always being offered, and
They're cheese curds.
It does nothing. You know what it does?
It degrades the product.
It gets in the
Oh,
way.
I'll dunk them in marinara.
Well, there's
Cheese curds?
Oh yeah.
Like
Bear cheese curds?
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I mean, I don't think it needs
No,
necessarily.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't need it. The only thing it does is get in my way while I'm trying to eat them. And then confuses me. Do I want to try that again? I don't. I don't really want to try that again. No, what am I going to do with this sauce that's leaking all over? Get it out of here. Just give me a good wad of deep fried cheddar.
Mm-hmm. And don't call it a mozzarella stick snack.
Yeah.
I thank you.
And also, a mozzarella stick snack is clearly string cheese. That's not unacceptable.
How are you stringing cheddar?
Yeah.
Do it.
So many things that are wrong with this whole thing. Yes, whoever it is, Tyson Foods or whoever is making these snacks, should be fired. Should be sued. Should lose.
Are being sued.
Yeah, and should lose. Rightfully so.
Attorneys for Inventure Foods have alleged in court that Joseph is a, quote, serial class action plaintiff who has filed numerous suits in Illinois over the last decade and argued that Joseph cherry-picked only one part of the product's labeling. You mean the part where it says mozzarella stick?
He didn't pick the TGI Fridays part. He just picked the mozzarella.
When we said chicken breast, we delivered a chicken breast. He did sue us about that. He's only suing us about the mozzarella stick.
And listen, this guy sounds like he's doing the Lord's work. He's a serial, what did you call it? Serial
Plaintiff.
Serial plaintiff? That's not as good.
Serial class action
There
plaintiff.
you go. Okay, that's better. A little more oomph to it.
Constantly
representing the
herself in
people, because it's always a class action. It's always there's a bunch of us were told this was mozzarella.
Yes.
This is not mozzarella.
If this man is systematically going through the frozen food section of the grocery store and figuring out which items are not what they say they are, sold. Pay this man.
Doing the Lord's work.
Lord's work. Pay this man.
There's another lady from Florida who claims that Velveeta shells and cheese ready time is misleading.
Oh, because it's not ready?
No,
Or it's not time.
because it doesn't. The time doesn't include the amount of time it takes to like open the box and put the water in it and shit.
Oh, so it says it's ready in 8 minutes, but it takes 8.5?
Yeah. Like, 3 minutes ready time? Well, yeah, 3 minutes in the microwave. What about the time it took me to walk down the stairs to the pantry?
Yeah. I had to find a scissors to cut open the sauce.
Oh, and I love me some Velveeta shells and cheese. But all 3 of my kids are Kraft mac and cheese dinner people.
Yes.
So they do not like Velveeta shells and cheese. So I never eat Velveeta shells.
I'm with you, children.
Hot note.
that one.
Hot
I
note
do not like
on
the shells and cheese.
the Velveeta.
Too gummy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll
Whereas
accept
a
that.
Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner, I can literally drink. Yeah.
Kraft macaroni and cheese soup. Velveeta actually started off as a fancy high-end cheese. It was actually created as a high-end cheese.
That we could bring to space.
And then, then Kraft got a hold of it and changed the entire recipe and made it all oil and stuff. But it actually, I believe it started in Europe and was a high-end cheese. I may be wrong about the Europe part, but it was high-end cheese at one point.
I think it's still high-end.
I'm going to have to look into
I
this.
think it's still... No, it's a true story. I looked it up. Actually, I'm pretty sure I just watched it on YouTube. So
I looked it up. I went searching for this
I read it
information.
on the internet.
Is Velveeta fancy? He said one night while trying to make a fancy dinner at home.
There's nothing greater.
I put
Fancy
Velveeta
ingredients.
on my spam.
There's nothing better than the fancy cheese. I believe it's Great Value has a fancy shredded cheese. It's just,
Well, that refers to the cut.
yeah,
the
I
shredding
understand.
process?
Yes.
I understand what they're referring
there's feathered
to, but
and then there's fancy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. The package says, and I will argue in a court of law, might I add you, that it is
A
not
class
fancy.
action.
That it is not fancy. There's nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy about that
about
cheese.
this cheese. The cut. Freaking, and you know who determined that? Freaking 50-year-old man.
What was the news story?
There was a guy who was suing over cheddar sticks.
Yeah.
Cheddar stick stacks.
Mozzie stick stacks.
Yes. Mozzarella stick snack.
All right, next.
Need to add the word type in there. Mozzarella stick type.
Sure.
snack.
You're gonna
Modeled.
Adjacent. Mozzarella stick adjacent snack.
I will accept that. See, that's okay. That's okay. If you said macaroni and
I would
cheese
never
adjacent,
order something off a menu that was adjacent.
yes, you
to
would.
the menu.
Yes, you would. If you were offered,
Cheeseburger adjacent
yes,
sandwich.
yes, yes, I'm in. You know what that says to me? It's like, all right, good enough. All right, close enough.
Yeah, that's if you want your burger regular or with meat.
Or with me.
Do you want it with meat or adjacent?
Have you ever had a chuck wagon at the gas station?
Oh, yeah.
That is a cheeseburger adjacent, and it's delicious.
It is excellent.
There's something about stuff like that I actually do enjoy. There's something about that flavor that they found in there where you're like, I understand that what I'm eating has nothing to do with what I'm actually eating, but it's the future. We are living in the future.
I microwaved this where I got my gasoline.
Yes, Taco Bell has made sawdust taste like tacos. It's amazing. It's the future. Send it to space. Next. You're so going to be late picking up your daughter, by the way.
Yeah, I'm already late.
Yeah. All right.
I
Next.
haven't even started.
All right, woman who tattooed her eyeballs blue and purple to copy an influencer admits she's losing her sight.
Oh.
Her literal eyeballs?
Her literal eyeballs. A mom of 5 brushed off her daughter's advice to not get her eyeballs tattooed due to potential blindness, and now she's losing her vision.
I hope her daughter's like 5.
Oh my God.
We live in a great world.
Anaya Peterson, a law student, was in awe of Australian model Amber Luke, who tattooed her eyeballs a vivid blue and went blind for 3 weeks after. Despite Luke getting her vision back, it seems the 32-year-old Peterson might lose her sight for good. Quote, I was just going to get one eye tattoo at first, because I thought that if I go blind, at least I've got the other eye. I should have stuck with that. My daughter told me that I didn't want to do that, asking, what if you go blind? She wasn't on board with it at all. Now she wishes she had listened to her wise 7-year-old.
First grader.
Usually first graders are pretty good
I don't know, Mom.
at advice.
I don't know, Mom. Sounds like a bad idea. Wait, hold on. What do they do? Needles on your eyeball. And
In
hold
your
on.
eyeball.
And hold on. What does the needle do? Oh, it puts a bunch of ink in your eyeball? Oh, okay. I'm going to say no, Mom. That's a bad idea.
She's, quote, always going to have this problem since she can't remove tattoo ink in her eyes.
Well, we don't know that. I'm sure there'll be
Not yet,
there'll be a
anyways.
laser that can re-laser your eye after unlasering your eye. Zip, 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 zip. That stuff's. Have you watched tattoos get burnt off with lasers? God damn, dude.
A long time ago.
Damn. Ugh.
It's like a strobe light almost, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
like,
and it
just like zaps
and you can
really
see.
quickly.
I mean, it's burning your flesh, is what it's doing.
It's just melting the ink out.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, dude. Yeah. I'm sure it smells delicious. Probably smells like mozzarella sticks. Adjacent.
Adjacent snacks. Yeah.
Adjacent snacks. Now, if you add adjacent to the snack, I'm in. Totally in. Totally in. All right, finish this up. Let's
Scott's
go.
texting someone.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to be late.
Literally, I just type the word late. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit again, she said.
Well, you can't. You'll only burn your eyes once and you're done. You have no more eyeballs. You can't
Already pulled over.
you can't pull over.
pulled over! He can't pull over any farther!
Okay. There's
Yeah, you're just.
5 kids.
Yeah, now you're distracted. Let's
0
go.
eyeballs.
Unbelievable. What are you going to do? I just.
You ain't gonna watch your kids.
No. I ain't going to do that again.
you can fly a plane.
Become a pilot. That's a good wage.
Bunch of more. We are surrounded by idiots.
Here's a nice headline.
We are the idiots.
Well, we are. It's true.
We're all idiots.
It's true.
Speaking of idiots, quote, people think I'm stupid. The story of the man who shot himself 192 times.
People think I'm stupid.
I got
Yes, you are.
I got a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Wearing a green hat, spectacles, and ear protectors, a man loads 44 Magnum bullets into the barrel of a gun. He hands his car keys to another man, just in case this doesn't go right. and twirls the gun barrel while invoking Matt Dillon, the fictional marshal of Dodge City in Gunsmoke.
Okay, whatever.
A lot of people think I'm kind of stupid for doing this, admits Richard Davis, rolling up his sleeves, adding that if it changes one person's behavior, it will be worth it. He proceeds to turn the gun on himself, and after a tense pause, relieved only by birdsong, fired into his chest.
So he must have
The bullet had been stopped by body armor.
Okay, yeah.
Davis was the inventor of the modern-day bulletproof vest and shot himself point-blank 192 times to prove that it worked.
Why?
To prove that it worked.
Makes sense to me. He wants to prove that it works.
All right. So there's a lot of questions in that because the way that body armor works doesn't work if you shoot it 192
Well,
times.
she doesn't use the
I don't think it's the same one.
I just. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really sad because I, honest to God, just pictured him just holding the trigger. How long was the clip? Literally just picturing him just holding the fucking trigger.
It was a magnum. He had to pull it. Load 6 bullets at a time.
Explain yourself here.
I did explain myself. I honest to God just thought like he's trolling the gun. He's like, oh yeah, he's gonna hold that trigger down. It's just gonna keep shooting himself 192 times. His clip was 25 feet long.
He invented the body armor like 20 years ago, Dave.
So he just keeps shooting himself over and over again. Oh, he's just an idiot. Yeah, he's an idiot.
Still works.
So I was assuming this was a new type of body armor. I know they've done like some dragon scale type stuff where, instead of it just being solid plate, there's, overlapping of things. I've seen some advancements in the body armor industry.
I don't follow the industry.
I clearly don't understand how guns work. Unfreaking real. I, honest to God, thought he just held the trigger down. I don't know. Nowhere in my brain was there like a, hey, by the way, clips aren't that big. Hey, by the way, there's no way that happened.
Usually I think the government should stay out of the laws regarding guns.
Sure.
But a clip
in a pistol. In a pistol.
In a Glock that could shoot like 190 times in a short time span. Let's get rid of it. Ban the shit out of it.
I'm okay with that as well. He's just got one of those clips that's like looks like a ram horn. It just keeps going around and spirals out. It's got the end of it's on a tripod holding it up. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay, so we're going to have to revisit this story.
Okay.
Because I started to read it. I didn't realize quite how long it was, and every paragraph I'm going into looks like it's a gem.
Okay, let's.
Okay,
well this is good then. We got a cliffhanger. Maybe the first ever cliffhanger of the iKnowBadeaux
Guy
podcast.
shoots himself 190 times. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. I'm going to guess he dies.
I had to go on a limb. It didn't survive. At least he didn't just pull the trigger and just hold it down. At least that didn't happen.
That's not even possible.
I don't know. Honestly, I have a very active imagination.
Yeah. you have to. I mean, to shoot a bullet, you actually have to use your finger each.
No, there are fully automatic pistols that they use the gas to recoil and continue to fire. That is a thing.
Yeah, you never played Call of Duty?
Yeah, that is a thing.
No. That's why I texted you about what video game system.
Yeah, but it definitely doesn't have 192 bullets in it. That's not a thing.
Rounds.
I'm sure someone could figure that out, but okay. So
this is a good story.
Okay, so let's hold off on it.
This is a good story.
Let's let you go get your daughter.
I'm guessing somebody else already got her. We're so late.
No, they just shuffle her off to a different part of the building.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. He's just late. That's all. He's just late. He's that guy.
It's okay. She's used to it. Her mom's late for everything.
Oh, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than people that are just constantly late.
Hey, shut up. I'm late.
I'm doing my best here.
I also hate when people say if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. No, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're not 15 minutes early. I value my time. I value your time. I will show up on time. Not again directing this at you specifically, but I just hate when people say that. If you're not early, you're late. That's not true.
One of my favorite things about government meetings is it's illegal for me to show up early.
Yes.
Right? If the meeting is at 7 o'clock, we can't talk. We can't even talk to each other until 7 o'clock. So it's illegal. I can only show up at 7 o'clock.
Please do not speak to me. It is illegal. One of the people that gets a bad rap here in town, her name is Mary Cope. She's 90 years old now. She's 90 years old. Still drives, still makes it to meetings, still is on commissions that I am on as well as yourself. She gets a bad rap because she's been in government for 50 years or probably 60 years now.
First woman counselor elected in 1976.
Yes, 1976 it was. Yeah. You just make enemies along the way. People eventually just hate you. But she also is a stickler for being ultra conservative on spending, and that sometimes pisses people off as well. But anyways, one of the things that she did in one of the first meetings I was in that really set the tone was the meeting says 6 o'clock. We start at 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. We don't start at 5:59. We don't start at 6:01. We start at 6 o'clock. And if you're not here, we don't care. You will be uncomfortable when you come in.
That's when the meeting starts.
And I'll tell you what time you show up. You freaking are there at 6 o'clock because you're going to walk in and the first thing she's going to do is say, let the record show that Dave is late.
Absolutely adore Mary Cole.
She's
I've developed a great friendship with her over the years, and she is fantastic.
She's great. Like a civil servant for 60 years. 60 years. It's crazy. And she gets a really bad rap. She sometimes...
That's almost 80 years.
Nearly 100.
She is 100 adjacent. Anyways, let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you to Scott.
Yes.
Scott. I don't know. Thank you.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. Scotty Pizza? Scotty Pizza? The Boutros? Keep an eye on that one. We always say that we're
Don't keep an eye on it. Just read the second half.
Just actually read that one.
We always say we're going to bring stories back up. And before we started, we actually did look up some of the previous stories. No information to bring back up. So we are keeping an eye on them. I don't think we've ever brought a story back up. Very rare.
I'm keeping a tight eye on the Panini backyard breaks story,
okay.
And there's nothing there.
There's nothing to add to it. All right. Well, and over to the Gabriel Johnson.
Thank you, David Badeaux. Always a good time.
Yes. And with that, we're going to get out of here. We will be back next week with the continuation of that story. I think we'll just jump right back into it. And maybe, hopefully, I will have seen Violent Night by then. And I'll tell you how that magical throwing star goes.
All right.
Well, I'm going to guess he's dead.
Well, Merry Christmas. And with that, we're done. Been playing Mario Sunshine, and so he started playing Mario 64. He's 4 years old, so he can actually do it. He can get him to jump, and he can learn some of the button combos, but it's just him trying to do things that he can't do and then asking me to do it. And then I do it, and then I'm like, well, I'll just play then. And then Dad, I want the controller back. So it's just me giving him the controller, him trying something for 30 seconds, handing it to me doing what he wants to do, giving it back. It's just literally just sitting there.
I did that with my boy in Galaxies on the Wii for a long time.
It's exhausting, though. It's like I either want to play or I don't want to play.
It's like you take this extra one and you just shoot out the little star bits while I'm playing.